So this is a video about possible encores which could be used at the end of a concert. So let's begin with Schubert and a 4 or so or 5 pieces by Schubert, which would be nice to end a concert. The best concert I've been to, the encores there were arrangements. So there was a Schubert list transcription of the famous serenade, and then there was also a Rachmaninoff and Fritz Kreisler arrangement of Lieber's. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's the famous Lieber's something. Lieber's, the famous piece which was originally written for violin, by Fritz Kreisler, who was a friend of Rachmaninoff. And this is it's a really imaginative way to end a concert. I'm not going to do anything like that, but I'm just going to concentrate on just Schubert's pieces. So this is this is just the piano without the voice, but some of his pieces sound very good like that, and this is one of them, I think. If the repeats are not done, otherwise it's going to be too boring. Although you can you can bring out different voices, but nevertheless it's a little bit too long for that. So I missed out the repeat in that one. There's only one. I think the repeat is the second verse because there's just 2 verses in it. It's Du bist die Ruhe by Ruckert, the famous German poet. And I think that was in 1824 that Schubert wrote the music for that. And then there's going to be because that's a very soft piece in the major, it's a flattened major, E flat major. And then because it's E flat major, then E flat minor with the very difficult Klavierstück number 1, which I won't be able to play at the correct tempo yet, so bear with me with that, because it's too difficult. So at the Allegro Assai, he says. And then after that, the second Klavierstück, I think I said impromptu, I meant the first Klavierstück D946 in E flat minor, and then the second one in E flat major. Okay, so again that difference in tonalities in the major and minor tonalities, and then followed by the third impromptu D899, which is in also a flattened major key. It begins with that E flat. It's in G flat major this time, but they sound brilliant together. I never realised it, but E flat major followed by G flat major sounds as good as C sharp minor followed by C minor, or C minor followed by C sharp minor. Those 2 keys sound extraordinary together. Schubert used that a lot. For example, in his sonata D960 in the second movement. I think that Beethoven uses it as well. Yeah, in the Moonlight Sonata and in the third movement, and he's using the first movement as well. I think he does. No, I don't think he does. He goes no, he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't, but in the third movement, I think he does. In any case, it works very well. Yeah, so Beethoven is in the Pathetique Sonata in the C minor first movement, goes into the C sharp minor, and in the third movement, I think that happens. I think it happens in those 2 movements. So there's a great contrast there. And so as well between G flat major and E flat major. So this E flat major, clavier strip number 2, going to the G flat major, impromptu number 3 is actually a lovely transition in terms of the sonic pleasure that is attained. Then after that, fourth impromptu, which begins in the minor mode, having ended with the G flat major in the major. This is it's the A flat major impromptu. It's number 4, but it begins in the minor, in the relative minor. So it's A flat minor. It begins, and then it becomes A flat major, and that's it. But those 5 pieces would be, I think, a very good set of encores, especially after a very big concert. For example, concert involving maybe some Bach preludes and Chopin preludes, Bach prelude and fugues from the well-tempered clavier, yeah. And then that I'm just thinking of one of the best concerts I've ever been to, where there was the first 2 of those, BWV 846 and 847, followed by Chopin's preludes. So that was the second half. The first half was one of the best arvas of a concert I've ever heard, which was Schumann Kinderszenen, Opus 15, and then his Davis Bundletanz, Opus 6. No, sorry, it was the Kinderszenen, which I think is Opus 15 of Schumann, followed by his Papillon, which is I think it's Opus 2, which work really well together. Tremendous pieces, such a lovely contrast between those 2 pieces, but telling such a story as to make that first half of the concert very, very interesting and exciting, and just so sort of, yeah, pleasurably interesting to sort of be taken through the narrative of the Kinderszenen, and then the narrative of the Papillon, the imagery conveyed by those pieces, by the Papillon, for example, and the Kinderszenen, with the central piece. How does it go? The Tramera, I think it's called, right in the middle of the Kinderszenen, and then the Papillon, and then this pianist, I think is the best pianist in the world, really. Then played the La Valse by Ravel, which is such a contrast and such an exhilarating piece. I love the brooding way it begins, and then the fortissimo chords towards the end, and then it's just a really special piece, and an incredible way to end the first half. And then it went on to the Chopin, the Bach and the Chopin. Then the encores were the Schubert list, and then the Chrysler, Rachmaninoff Chrysler one. But I think that this could also be a suitable set of encores for such a concert, for a sort of mammoth concert like that. I think that this is also a suitable and complementary sort of pieces. I like the way that it's Schubert, and it's not, so for example, compared to the concert I've just described, there was no Schubert before, no Rachmaninoff either, so It's very good to have completely different composers at the end, and this would be just Schubert, which is different to the, for example, the Bach, Chopin, and Schumann and Ravel. So I think this could have, the pianist could have used this at the end of the concert actually, but it wouldn't have been as good. Clearly the pianist had thought about very clearly about what would be the best way to have the concert. But I think this could be good as well. So I'm beginning with the song, then doing the other pieces I've just told you about. So here we go. Let's see if it's recording. Yeah. Don't make mistakes. Volume up. Imagine this after the last Chopin prelude. yeah, so that will be the repertoire, but played properly. Obviously, that was not played at all well. But yeah, I mean, I think it would hold the, if it was played well, you know, I think it would hold the audience's attention, and would go well after a concert which didn't have any Schubert in it. So thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you soon. I look forward to hearing from you. Okay.